Hey everyone, welcome back to the Movie Vault. My name is Rob. We're going to talk about Highlander 4K in this video. Thanks for checking out the channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so and hit that little bell to get notified every time I post a new video. Highlander 4K box set here from studiocanal, guys. There's a bunch of stuff we're going to look at this. First of all, let's talk about the picture quality. You're getting a 2160p disc from a 4K digital intermediate from 2021, so it's a proper 4K disc here with Highlander. Initial impressions of this 4K disc, guys, I thought it looked great. I was like, yes, the grain is in there. There it is on screen right in front of me. It looks good. It looks like they've done a good 4K scan of this movie. The first thing you see on screen is the fabulous Freebirds, Michael P.S. Hayes, on screen in Madison Square Garden. If you're a fan of wrestling like I am, you're going to know who these guys are. My thoughts then switch to, this is a grain heavy scan of Highlander here, and people may not like this. In some of the darker scenes at the start of the movie, it looks pretty gritty and pretty grainy, so people may not enjoy that about Highlander. On the complete opposite end of that, the daytime scenes look really bright and vibrant. The blue sky, the green grass, all the stuff back in Scotland look really, really bright in comparison to that opening in Madison Square Garden. In that first flashback in time, about 16-17 minutes into the movie, there is what I can only describe, guys, as a VHS quality scene in this 4K version of Highlander. It's at the very end of the battle where this camera kind of like pulls away from Conor McLeod on the battlefield and then pulls out of Conor McLeod's eye now. Basically, it looks like a terrible shot. And I did go back and compare it to my old Region 1 Immortal edition of Highlander, and it's the exact same in this as well, guys. To accomplish that special effects shot, they've probably filmed the screen, and that's why it looks really bad. Some of the outdoor shots, daytime shots, look a little bit overexposed, and some of the nighttime darker scenes look a little bit underexposed. That was initial reaction first time watching, so I had to go back and compare to my old school Immortal edition Region 1 DVD again, because I don't have Highlander on Blu-ray, but I can confirm the daytime scenes do look a little bit overexposed in this, and the darker nighttime scenes do look a little bit darker, underexposed as well. If you have the old school Immortal DVD edition of Highlander and you've upgraded to the 4K like I have, you're going to get the same looking color grade. Obviously, if you picked up the 4K, you're going to have a big upgrade in terms of picture quality and resolution and stuff like that. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about some likes and dislikes about the picture quality or the movie in general. It looked good. I really liked it. You know, it is grain heavy as I mentioned, but I'm used to that and I don't mind it. So that was a thumbs up for me. Some dislikes about Highlander 4K, guys. The exposure issue I mentioned, over under. I kind of feel like they could have done something here with the HDR and regraded this, but obviously that's how they wanted the movie to look. I don't remember it being like that as a kid, so it's a little bit disappointing to see that on the 4K here. That VHS quality shot that I mentioned, the special effects shot, drives me mad. It's on both. It's back in the original DVD as I mentioned, so it's there, and I just feel like they could have fixed something a little bit better with that as well. Bad cuts, edits, oh my god, it goes from like the love scene to literally a lion roaring, and Russell Mulcahy, the director, comes from a music video background. I don't know if that's what they were going for. It's just like, some of these bad cuts just do not make sense to me at all. The 4K stunt guy, oh my god, the big final battle at the Silver Cup Studios. It's here on the back of the box and everything, guys. They're fighting around this massive sign. It's really awesome. And then you get this kind of wide shot. You can clearly see it's a guy in a bald cap playing the Kurgan and not Clancy Brown, and it's frustrating as hell. Sometimes 4K brings out the worst, what you kind of can't see in DVD and Blu-ray you get away with. You cannot. 4K is unforgiven with that kind of stuff. Let's talk audio quality on Highlander 4K, guys. You're getting a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 surround mix on this. The original audio mix is a 2-channel stereo. Compared to the old Immortal Edition, once again, you had a 5.1 Dolby Digital soundtrack, so a little bit of an upgrade if you prefer DTS over Dolby. First thing that hits the screen on this version of Highlander is the old Canon logo, and I thought, wow, this sounds great. This is going to be a really, really cool sound mix. Was I surprised? Yes, I was. Literally a couple of minutes into the movie, I thought, like, where's the bass? I had to turn my subwoofer volume up, which is really, really strange because I never had to do that ever in this setup here when I watch movies. I will say this is a front heavy sound mix again, guys. Left, center, right. All the action is coming from there. Minimal surrounds, I thought. Sometimes the volume sounds a little bit thin, is the best way to describe it here in my 7.1 setup in the room here. A little bit disappointing on the audio mix of Highlander. Let's talk about audio likes and dislikes. I liked the Queen soundtrack, is fantastic for Highlander, guys. Amazing stuff. Listened to Queen an awful lot when I was a little kid, so that was really, really good. Dislikes too much Queen on the other end of that. Like, they wrote these songs and the soundtrack and all that for the movie, but then there's other Queen songs kind of scattered throughout the movie where they're on the radio somewhere else, they're on the radio somewhere else, or on a Walkman or whatever, and it's just like oversaturation of Queen songs, a little bit too much. I dislike that. I also dislike the really bad dubbing on Highlander. It's absolutely terrible. The most obvious one is the first battle where Conor McLeod's like, "Nobody will fight me, why?" That's just like, oh my god, his mouth's not even moving. Really bad dubbing in Highlander. This box set comes jam-packed with stuff, guys. We get the hard case from Studiocanal. We open it up there. We're going to open this way. All the goodies are in here. Here's your 4K. Here's your Blu-ray disc. You're getting a bunch of stuff in here, guys. You're getting 4 pin badges. Who wants to live forever? There can be only one. I'm a man, not a fish. You have the manners of a goat. There you go. Some funny lines from the movie. We also get a really nice kind of fold out poster here, guys. Kind of mini quad style. You're getting a bunch of art cards in there as well. You get this Highlander Way of the Sword mini comic book. Really interesting, haven't seen anyone do something like that in a while. You're getting about a 64-page booklet here as well about the movie. So there you go, guys, that is my 4K review of Highlander Collector's Edition by Studiocanal. Really nice set. Those are my thoughts on the 4K transfer and the audio and picture quality. I'd love for you guys to get involved in the comments down below. Jump in, let me know, have you picked up Highlander on 4K? I'd love to hear from you guys. Do you have the old school Region 1 Highlander Immortal Edition, the tin can edition? Way back when this was like, you know, a highly prized piece of my collection. You also have the Queen kind of CD in there as well. I'd love to hear from you guys if you have this edition in your collection. Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about Highlander in general. That's going to do it for the video. Stay safe, guys, and I will see you on the next one.